Diabetes is the fastest growing illness among children in the world. In fact, 1 out of 7 children will be diagnosed with diabetes this year alone. In the United States, there's over 23 million diabetics. That represents 8% of the population. This is truly an epidemic worldwide. It's an epidemic here in the United States. The question is why. I believe it has everything to do with what one is eating, with what one is drinking. Also, even the emotional states of folks can contribute to this one condition, which I believe is caused by an overacidification of the blood and tissues due to an inverted way of living, eating, and thinking. These two types of diabetes, type 1, which is insulin dependent, type 2, which is non-insulin dependent, that deal with the levels of blood sugar, whether they be high or whether they be low, is 100% reversible. I first met the Romans last year. Sally Roman, the mother of Gabriel Roman and also Nathan Roman, she called me and said that her son was in the honeymoon stages of diabetes, and that he was type 1 diabetic, and the prognosis from the doctor was not good. There was no way to beat type 1 diabetes. In fact, no one has ever beaten type 1. Once your pancreas is not functioning properly, it's not producing the amount of insulin necessary, that you'll eventually end up injecting insulin in order to maintain blood glucose, and that the reversal of type 1 diabetes just has never happened. Well, she ended up calling me, and when she called me, I told her, well, that just isn't the case. Type 1 diabetes is reversible, and being probably one of the only doctors in the world that has had success with type 1 diabetes, our success rate has been incredible. One of the things I like to ask anyone, and particularly children, what do you eat? And particularly, what did you eat for breakfast? And he started telling me all the acidic foods that he enjoyed, from cereals to dairy products and onward. We talked about this, and I said to him, Gabriel, one of the things that's going to be the most challenging for you to help beat this condition of what I believed was overacidity, they were looking from the perspective of high blood sugars, is to eliminate all of the acid contributors in your lifestyle and diet. And one of those, of course, is what you eat and what you drink. So no more soda pops, no more fruit juices for breakfast, no more milk drinks or dairy products, and especially no more animal proteins. No chicken, no beef, no pork, no fish. And then I showed him, and as you can see right now on the screen, I showed him his dry blood. And I said, Gabriel, these are the patterns that you see in the dry blood. Look to the center. Do you see the dark center? That's undigested food, undigested animal protein. And you see the white areas inside the center? Those white areas are indications of breakdown in the small intestine, irritation or inflammation in that part of the body. And I said, as that heals, then what will happen is this process of body cells and blood cells breaking down, raising the blood sugar levels, will actually stop, and we'll be able to normalize your blood sugars, and you won't have to be diabetic anymore. And he thought that was just a wonderful thing. And he was so excited that he actually had the hope that all this was actually possible. So he actually took what I shared with him, and of course, with the support of his mother and his other family members, they began to start eating like this. And it was amazing what happened. It was immediate. Gabriel's blood sugar started to normalize, and the rest is history. Gabriel is no longer a type 1 diabetic.